Today I want to talk about needles and I want to explain to you what the needles are for because I feel like most people just use a needle just to use it, but without the knowledge of what the needle is for. And I think about people like doing stuff like if you're doing a tattoo, but you don't understand the materials you're using, how are you gonna understand what you're doing? You know. So I feel like it goes together. You need to understand not only the tattoo you're doing, you also need to understand the tools that you're using. So let's get into it. Of course, we got the most common needles here. I mean, there's more, but these are the most common, the ones that most people use, which is the round liner, round shader, round magnum, which I call it curve mag. You can call it either way. Now, what I have right here where it says 0.35 or 12, it literally, I'm literally just talking about the diameter of each individual needle. So you have regular, bug pens, and ultra tight. So these are three different sizes. It could be the same number, it could be the same grouping of needles, so it could be three needles. For example, you will have in some countries they have 0.35 depending on the brand that you use, or it just depends on the brand or where the country of the brand, right? So you got 0.35 or 12. This essentially just means the same thing. I'm gonna write down an example for the 12. So you can see 12 0 3 RL. And then at the end, you can see either long taper or medium taper. We're gonna get into that in a minute. But this is the stuff you're gonna be seeing, or you're gonna be seeing 0.3503 RL. Okay. Now, sometimes you're gonna be seeing if you wanna buy a bug pen, you will see uh 0.30 or 10, and then the same thing with the ultra tight. Now, why is knowing this thing so important? The most important thing about this is that it depends on the style you're tattooing. For example, if you're doing realism, which is what I do, I like to use for my round liners or curve mags. I like to go with bug pen, which is 30 or 10, which it will be, for example, if I was writing it down on the Magnum, it will be a, for example, 23 curve mag, round Magnum, but the number in the beginning would always be either 30 or 10, because that is the size of each needle, the diameter of it. Now, why is this so good for realism when it comes to black and gray? Is because it has the holes a little bit smoother, that it will be created on the skin by that gauge of the needle. So it's gonna allow you to go up and down a little bit more. It's gonna allow you to work the skin a little bit more, because of course you're not damaging the skin as much as you would with a 0.35 or a 12. This will be really good for color work, or maybe like if you do blackouts or whatever you want to do, tribals. I This type of needles will be really good whether you go with the RL, RS, or round magnum. Um, I don't really use this at all. Most people use it for like fine line work. I don't really do fine line work at all, so I don't use it. Um, Now, it's very important that long tape. This means long taper, LT, and this means medium taper. So at the end of the whole thing, you're gonna see, for example, 10, 23, round magnum. I like to use long taper for shading. Long taper. So what does a long taper mean? Long taper is it's something very simple. It's how far down does the needle go? Like where does the needle end, right? So for example, we have a needle right here, and then this is a long taper, which it starts right here, and then we also have the medium taper, which it will be something more along these lines. This is way better for packing in color. So, or packing in color, or just putting more ink in general. I like to use that when I'm working with my round shaders, or and I also my round shaders I use them medium taper and um, regular needles. That's how I like to use my round shaders. Now, I hope this whole explanation help you at least to be able to buy what you want to buy for what you want to use it. And at least this will help you figure out what you're actually doing in the tattoo and if you're using the right tool to do so. If you want to learn more stuff like this, more technical stuff, follow me and I want to see you soon.